On the evening of February 9th, 2004, a school bus driver named Butch Atwood was returning home along Route 112 in Haverhill, New Hampshire, a quiet two-lane road through dense woodland in the White Mountains. He saw a car that had gone off the road, nose first into a snowbank at the edge of a curve. He pulled over. He approached the car. A young woman was inside. She told him she was fine, that she had already called AAA, that she didn't need any help. Butch Atwood went home, which was right there at the corner. He called 911 from his house. He reported the accident. He said he would keep an eye on the car from his window until police arrived. Police arrived 8 minutes later. The car was there. The young woman was not. Her name was Maura Murray. She was 21 years old, a nursing student at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. She was described by friends and family as outgoing, athletic, and driven, a former Army cadet, a competitive runner, someone who was meticulous and organized. She was, by most accounts, a young woman who had her life in order. But in the days before February 9th, something had shifted. On February 5th, 4 days before the crash, Maura had been involved in a minor accident in her father's car in a parking lot in Amherst. She left the scene without reporting it. On the afternoon of February 9th, she sent emails from her university computer to her professors telling them there had been a death in her family, and she would be away for a week. There had been no death in her family. She searched online for ski resorts and vacation rentals in northern New Hampshire and Vermont. She made a phone call to a number associated with a condominium complex in Stowe, Vermont. She withdrew $280 from an ATM. She stopped at a liquor store and bought wine and other alcohol. The receipt was found in her car, along with the partially consumed bottles. She packed a bag, loaded it into her car, and drove north out of Amherst on Route 93. She never reached wherever she was going. The crash site on Route 112 was 30 miles from the nearest ski resort she had searched for. There was no clear explanation for why she was on that specific road, in that specific location, at that specific time. The car, a 1996 Saturn, was found with its front end buried in the snowbank. The airbags had deployed. There was a small amount of blood on the seat, consistent with a minor injury from the crash. Her belongings were in the car. Her cell phone was later found to have been turned off. There were no footprints in the snow leading away from the car. The road was packed snow and ice, and the terrain on either side was difficult to track in those conditions. Butch Atwood told investigators that in the 8 minutes between his call and the police arrival, he had watched the car from his window and had not seen anyone approach or leave. He said he had not seen another vehicle stop. He said, as far as he could tell, no one had come for her. She had simply gone. The investigation that followed was extensive and has never been closed. Searches of the surrounding woodland found nothing. Cadaver dogs were brought in. Divers searched nearby rivers and ponds. Ground-penetrating radar was used in areas of interest. Nothing was ever found. The case has attracted an unusual level of public attention over the 2 decades since Maura's disappearance. Podcasts, documentaries, dedicated websites, amateur investigators who have spent years in the area. The attention has generated thousands of tips and theories. It has also, at times, generated tension between investigators and the Murray family. Disagreements about the direction of the search, about what information has been withheld, about whether certain people of interest have been adequately examined. Maura's father, Fred Murray, has been deeply involved in the search for his daughter since the beginning. He has walked those woods many times. He has given countless interviews. He has never wavered in his belief that his daughter is in those mountains somewhere. He has said repeatedly that she would not have simply walked away from her life, but the circumstances before the crash are difficult to reconcile with that certainty. The fabricated family death, the withdrawal of cash, the packed bag, the alcohol, the unanswered question of where she was going and why she was going there alone on a winter night. Some investigators believe Maura Murray staged her own disappearance, that the crash was either an accident that complicated a plan already in motion, or a deliberate act designed to give her time to get away before anyone started looking. They point to the planning, the cash, the false emails. Others believe she was disoriented from the crash, possibly injured, possibly under the influence, and wandered into the woods and succumbed to the cold. February in the White Mountains is unforgiving. A person in those conditions without proper gear would not last long. Others believe someone stopped in those 8 minutes, someone Butch Atwood did not see from his window or did not think to mention, and that Maura Murray got into a vehicle willingly or otherwise and was taken. No evidence has ever confirmed any of these theories. No body, no witness to her leaving, no confirmed sighting of her anywhere after Butch Atwood spoke to her at the driver's side window, and she told him she was fine. She was 21 years old, a nursing student, a runner. She told a bus driver she had already called for help. 8 minutes later, she was gone, and the snow around her car showed no trace of where she went.